Hi, in this tutorial I'm going to talk about rooms and views, and this is probably the one that many of you have been waiting for. We're going to actually now set loose our platform game and create a nice big room for it to run around in, for Mario to run around in. So the first thing we do is open up your room and we go into settings, and it's in settings where you can see the size of your room. Now if you would like, you can change the height. I'm not going to change my height. I'm happy with the height of my room currently, but the width, obviously this is in pixels, and you've got to think about how long you want your game to run for, and obviously how much time you've got to actually put in all of the different instances in the room. So for the purpose of this video, I'm going to change my width to 2000 pixels. Now that's about double the width of a standard monitor. Chances are, if you're going to do a level properly, you could go up to anything like sort of 10,000 pixels wide, but of course it takes a long time to put all the different objects and characters in your room. But if you do want to do that, please do so, but bear in mind the time that's going to take. Now once you've made the width change, you can see that in your room you've got a lot more room to fill up. Alright, so first things first, you'll need to go back to your objects and then delete away this wall here, obviously, and then start to perhaps pop back in the new elements of the wall. Now I'm not going to do this fully on this tutorial, but you can see the general sort of feeling, and then I'm going to make sure I just go to the end here and make sure I'm looking at the end. I'm not quite sure why I can't see that there. I'm hoping that's the end. Draw up there and along the top, because we still want to contain Mario within our room, so it's really important that you still do have a wall around the outside. Obviously then I can go and add in more Bowsers. Don't forget to add in your edges, more coins, etc, etc, wherever you want them to go, and that's pretty much it. So you fill the rest of your thing up, bearing in mind I want to take that end point. That's really important. I've kept my object end. I want to take that obviously right to the end here, wherever it's going to be. Now that's just the setting up of the room and the size. The last bit is about talking about views. Now views are used, okay, so going to a views tab is so that we can sort of set up how much of the room we want to view within the window that it's shown in. So you've got to first of all enable the use of a view, and I'm just going to choose view 0, and I need to make it visible when the room starts. You can see now that in my room that the visible room is actually, there's a little line down here, is that original sort of squared window at 640 by 480. I'm going to keep it at that. That's fine, because that will be quite a nice size on the screen. And we need to follow an object, so we can ignore these parts, but we do want to follow Mario. And we're going to, if we leave it at 32 here, what will happen is that when Mario gets 32 pixels away from the in the view, so literally one block away on our grid, then it will start moving, and we want it to start moving a bit earlier than that. Now I think the maximum number in here is 256 that I'm allowed to enter, so I'm actually going to go with 256 and 256. Okay, and I think that's pretty much it, so let's just test it and see what happens. Loading up here, we go. So what will happen now, I'm just going to drop down to the bottom here. As I go along, you can see that 256 pixels away, the room will start to move, and I can go across. Here's my little new objects that I added. Obviously when you test your game you can see that I would have had to do that, and then obviously when I get to the end here and have a collision with him, it will go to the next room, which I haven't actually made yet. Okay, so that's how to do it. Alright, that will take a little bit of time, no doubt, and sort of make sure you go back through and make sure all your settings are correct here. You have to do this, by the way, for each room that you create. So every level that you create, you have to go back in and change this.